understand, they talk to me. You got your rules and your religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when rules start getting broken, you start questioning your faith. I have a voice that is my savior, hates to love and loves to hate. I have a voice that has the knowledge and the power to your fate. I hear voices crying, I see heroes dying, I taste blood that's trying, I feel tension rising. I hear voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me, they talk to me, they tell me things that I will do, they show me things I'll do to you, they talk to me.
Hello and welcome to the NXT Wrestling Talk Show with Liz Jones and
John Bradley Smith to bring you our reactions to NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver Night 1 and Night 2.
yes, in what will be a recurring theme this week, NXT's latest takeover was spread across 2 nights. From the Capital Wrestling Center inside the Performance Center.
Now, they did have fans in over both nights, with extra seating plus the extra COVID screens.
Night 1 aired at the usual time an episode of NXT would air on the USA Network on Wednesday the 7th of April and on Peacock and the WWE Network, given your location in the world.
For us, it was WWE Network here in the United Kingdom.
And Night 2 was aired exclusively on the WWE Network / Peacock on Thursday the 8th of April.
So let us start off with Night 1, which was back on April 7th, Wednesday night.
On the
2 nights ago,
On the pre-show, we had former NXT UK Women's Champion Toni Storm taking on Zoe Stark.
A newcomer to the NXT brand.
And in what some would probably call a surprising move, despite the fact that Toni Storm dominated most of the match,
Yes.
Zoe Stark was able to pick up a surprising victory with a small package.
Yes, and it was a very surprising outcome. We didn't expect Stark to pick up the win.
The main card opened up with a hard-hitting contest between Kushida and Pete Dunne.
The Bruiserweight.
This was around just 10.5 minutes long,
Yes.
with hard hitting moves
Stiff shots.
from both guys, but as Pete tends to do, he targets the fingers of his opponents and hand, and
Yeah.
was ultimately able to hit a roundhouse kick, followed by the bitter end onto Kushida to pick up the victory.
Now this next match is where it gets a bit confusing.
Yes, here we have the 6-man gauntlet elimination match, with
To
the winner would receive a NXT North American Championship the following night, on night 2 of TakeOver. The participants here were Dexter Lumis,
Leon
Isaiah
Ruff,
Swerve Scott,
Cameron Grimes, aka the new $1 Million Man.
Ellie Knight, and Bronson Reed. The order of entry into this match, along with the participants, was determined by a 12-man battle royal the week before. However, things got slightly complicated here, so bear with us.
Yes. Like we said, this is where it gets confusing.
First to be eliminated here was Leon Ruff
Unfortunately, yes.
when he was pinned by Isaiah Scott. Then we had Dexter Lumis be eliminated when he was pinned by LA Knight from a roll-up. Then Cameron Grimes was eliminated. Then Grimes, Scott, and Reed teamed up to eliminate LA Knight.
And to make matters worse, rather night after he was eliminated, he was then choked out by Dexter Lumis on the outside of the ring.
Then Grimes was eliminated by Isaiah Scott as well, which left Bronson Reed and Isaiah Scott. Bronson Reed kicked out of not one, not two, but 3 consecutive house calls. As Scott was looking for a finish, Reed managed to hit a massive power bomb, followed by the Alabama driver, and hit his Tennessee Splash in order to pin Scott and head to night 2 of TakeOver to face Johnny Gargano for the North American Championship.
So Bronson Reed advances and he faces Johnny Gargano in night 2, which we'll get on to momentarily.
Now, match 3 was a kind of a spoiler.
As Walter defends his United Kingdom Championship against Tommaso Ciampa.
Now, the issue with this match is that on the 8th episode of NXT UK,
Yesterday, at the time of recording,
Walter was already advertised to be defending the championship against Rampage. So how could you have him lose the day before?
Exactly. So, so if you already gathered, I think you've already gathered which way this match will go.
As this was a very back and forth, more so than what some people would consider.
Yes.
But eventually, after a devastating knife edge chop, Walter would retain the NXT UK Championship, or the United Kingdom Championship, and would also retain it the night after.
Against Rampage, so Walter's reign over NXT UK continues on.
Then we get to a triple threat tag team match for the vacant NXT Tag Team Championship.
And yes, that's right, vacant.
Yes, Danny Burch and O'Neal Lorcan, who were champions, were forced to vacate the championships after Danny Burch suffered a separated shoulder.
So, well wishes on the Wrestling Talk Show to Danny Burch.
Now, this was a triple threat match between the Grizzled Young Veterans,
Zach Gibson and James Drake, formerly on NXT UK, now on NXT.
Legado del Fantasma,
Of Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza,
and MSK.
formerly known as the Rascals from Impact Wrestling.
Now, this, again, kind of predictable outcome, considering that MSK were due a championship match anyway as a result of winning the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
Yes, and the match in itself was around 15 minutes long.
Yes, and all three teams here played their part.
They did.
But as just said, kind of predictable where it was gonna go. And probably the initial plan here was to do MSK versus Burton Roken. However, when injuries happen, sometimes you have to slightly adjust the plan.
Yes.
And MSK walked out of NXT TakeOver Stand Deliver Night 1 as the tag team champions.
For the first time since they moved companies.
Right, the main event of Night 1 for the NXT Women's Championship.
As Io Shirai puts her title on the line against Raquel Gonzalez.
Now, Raquel Gonzalez has been built up in a similar way that Rhea Ripley was this time last year.
Yes.
Since War Games.
No, you said it wrong. It's War Games.
And again, predictable, but still a relatively entertaining match.
And even during this match, Io Shirai would climb the stage and jump off the skull that was on the stage onto Raquel Gonzalez.
Yes, of course. The match started out with Gonzalez using her overpowered strength, but the agility did go to Io Shirai. Now, Dakota Kai, who was in Miguel Gonzalez's corner, attempted to get involved, only to be ejected from ringside by the referee. And again, the strength of Miguel Gonzalez would come into play and really be the ultimate deciding factor. And Io Shirai would slightly turn things into her favour when they started fighting on the outside. And decided it would be a good idea to climb the top of the skull that was on the entrance ramp as kind of the set piece.
It's not the first time that Io Shirai's dove off really high things.
No, she did the same thing at In Your House.
She very much did, and she did at War Games as well.
And delivered a crossbody onto Gonzalez. She managed to hit the moonsault for a close near fall. However, on the outside of the ring, we saw Gonzalez hit a power bomb and then get her back into the ring and hit yet another one-handed power bomb for Raquel Gonzalez to get the 3 count and walk out as the NXT Women's Champion, ending the 9-month reign of Io Shirai.
And Raquel Gonzalez also makes history of becoming the first woman to hold not only the NXT Women's Championship, but also the NXT UK Women's Championship.
No, she doesn't.
No, she made it last night either way.
The only other title she's held in WWE, if you want to count it, was the NXT Women's Tag Team titles. Not sure if they want to talk about that, though, considering what happened an hour later.
Yes. Yes, maybe we want to talk about that.
So that does it for night 1 of TakeOver. Now we shall go to the madness of night 2.
And they go underway with another pre-show match, as we have a tag team match between Killian Dane and Drake Maverick taking on Breezango, with the winning team of the match becoming number 1 contenders for the NXT Tag Team titles.
And the winning team was Killian Dane and Drake Maverick,
Bit of a surprising one, that one.
who seemed to be giving off similar vibes to Team Hell No.
Seems to be. But the actual card kicked off with a ladder match to determine the undisputed NXT Cruiserweight Champion, as Jordan Devlin and Santos Escobar put their titles on the line in a ladder match.
Yes. WrestleMania 10 vibes, anyone? Now, due to a certain Jordan Devlin found himself stuck in the UK,
unable to defend the championship.
so WWE set up a tournament to crown a interim cruiserweight champion. Oh, that ultimate was ultimately won by Santanos Escobar.
Who
At the time was known by
Gargano del Fantasma.
so he would carry the title for the past 9 months or so. But then Jordan Devlin a few weeks ago decides to turn up on NXT,
Prompting the end of his travel ban issues.
and decide that he is the cruiserweight champion. So as they decide to have a match to decide who will be the cruiserweight champion, Shawn Michaels, who is no stranger to this kind of debate, comes out and puts a ladder in between them.
Despite saying not a single word.
Thus prompting this to be a ladder match. And let's just say that there was a lot of interference here.
From the Gargano del Fantasma of Walking Wild with Raul Mendoza, who we mentioned in 1.
And they would allow Santanos Escobar to ultimately win the match and become the undisputed NXT Cruiserweight Champion.
Yes, much to everyone's annoyance.
Next, we go to some NXT Women's Tag Team Championship action.
As Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart defend their championships against the Ways, Poison Pixie, Candice LeRae, and Indy Hartwell.
Now, personally, I did not see these titles changing just a month after Moon and Shotzi being champions.
Yes, I mean, it has happened sooner than that. Cough, cough.
In the title's brief history, yes. But I just didn't really see that happening. And for me, it was also a case of with the members of Away. One members of Away, whether it was going to be Candice and Indy or Gargano, one team had to lose. Slight spoiler war ahead.
Yes. Slight.
And considering the fact that Gargano has been doing brilliantly as North American champion and isn't going to lose the title to someone who won a match the night before.
So,
The right decision was made here in a fairly decent tag team match.
yeah.
Have Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart retain. Now, I'm not saying that they will not lose the titles to the Way. Maybe on an episode of NXT or of the next takeover. However, the timing to me just wasn't right. Speaking of Mr. Gargano,
He put his title on the line, his NXT North American title on the line, against the winner of the gauntlet match that we mentioned earlier, Bronson Reed.
let's not beat about the bush here. We just basically just said what the result was.
So the winner of the match and still NXT North American champion, Johnny Gargano.
Not really a surprise there.
I mean, there was a bit of interference from Austin Theory, but
Of course there was. I mean, he's a heel.
let's move on to another match that has had an injury and a short title reign written on it, as Finn Balor put his NXT title on the line against the man who had to forfeit the title one day after winning it, Karrion Kross.
Yes. Here we have to go back all the way to the summer of last year. At NXT TakeOver 30, Karrion Kross defeated Keith Lee to become the NXT champion. However, in a similar situation to Finn Balor, he suffered a shoulder injury at TakeOver.
Forcing him to vacate the title while he had to recuperate his injury.
Again, similar to Finn Balor. Same thing happened to him with the Universal Championship.
Finn Balor comes back to NXT.
And after having a fatal four-way Iron Man match which ended in a draw between him and Adam Cole, then would then defeat Adam Cole to win his second North NXT Championship, and would hold the title for 7 months, having relatively good matches with people we'll talk about next.
Yes.
However, all good things must come to an end. And after a hard-hitting back-and-forth match, it was essentially a clothesline to the back of the head that would keep Finn Balor down, and Karrion Kross would take back the title that he never lost.
Meaning that Karrion Kross now joins the exclusive club of two-time NXT champions.
That club being Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, Samoa Joe, and now Doomsday.
Has fallen over NXT.
Yes. Hopefully this run will be relatively better. And who knows where this leaves Finn Balor? Will he pop up back on the main roster? Or will he remain in NXT?
Who knows, as our main event of night 2 was a match. No, it wasn't a match. It was a war between Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole.
Yes, this wasn't a match, this was a fight. And at times became very uncomfortable to watch.
Yes, it was a match. It wasn't a match. It was a war. It was a fight. It was a massacre. Whatever you want to call it.
Technically, this dates back to some of the previous takeovers when Kyle O'Reilly is challenged Balor for the NXT Championship. And after supposedly coming to his senses, Adam Cole decided he no longer needed the Undisputed Era.
Yes.
And would try and end the career of O'Reilly. They would then both end up being arrested. William Regal was absolutely furious.
He was. Furious being absolute being the key word.
And this match was only going to be made official when both men signed a contract that stated that NXT would not be held liable for anything that was in that match.
Meaning the match would be now unsanctioned.
And Adam Cole, you have a lot to live up to considering what your girlfriend did a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Well, where do we go with this? We had chairs,
Announce tables.
a steel steps, a chain. They would even go through the entrance ramp.
We have toolboxes.
At times, especially towards the end, it looked like Kyle O'Reilly was going to be out of it. Adam Cole would go for the last shot, only for Kyle O'Reilly to move out of the way and attempt to lock in the submission hold. Then Adam Cole would use the steel chain to force the break. And Kyle O'Reilly would attempt the ultimate payback and attempt to beat Adam Cole with his own finishing move.
Which Adam Cole kicked out at 2.
Then we have a steel chair set up close to the corner of the ring. Adam Cole looks like he's going to attempt to drive Kyle O'Reilly through it. Only for Kyle O'Reilly to hit him with a low blow.
Also, otherwise known as hitting when the sun don't shine.
And he would wrap the chain around his wrist. Slash knee, actually.
Yes.
And then jump off the apron to drive Adam Cole's head through the chair and pick up the 3 count.
With Kyle O'Reilly being declared the winner and Adam Cole being stretched out of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver.
All of this chaos took about 40 minutes.
Well, yes, you heard us right. 40 minutes.
That's normally the time of an Elimination Chamber match.
Wait, this is the wrong pay-per-view for that. So let us run you through the match cards results one more time for night 1 and night 2.
Night 1, in the pre-show match, Zoe Stark defeated Toni Storm.
In the actual match card on night 1, Pete Dunne defeated Kushida.
Bronson Reed defeated Isaiah Swerve Scott, Cameron Grimes, LA Knight, Dexter Lumis, and Leon Ruff to win a North American Championship match on night 2.
Walter retained his NXT United Kingdom Championship against Tommaso Ciampa.
MSK defeated Brazilian veterans and the Guerra del Fantasma to win the vacated NXT Tag Team Championships.
Raquel Gonzalez defeated Io Shirai. And Raquel Gonzalez beat Io Shirai to win the championship.
On night 2, in the pre-show match, Killian Dane and Drake Maverick defeated Breezango to earn a future tag team championship match.
Also on night 2, Santos Escobar beat Jordan Devlin to become the undisputed Cruiserweight champion.
Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart defeated The Way to retain the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships.
Karrion Kross defeated Finn Balor to become the new NXT champion for the second time in his career.
Oh, you missed one. Johnny Gargano defeated Bronson Reed to retain the North American Championship.
And Kyle O'Reilly murdered / beat Adam Cole in that unsanctioned match/war.
So that was NXT TakeOver,
Stand and Deliver.
which took place just as WrestleMania reaches its final stop.
It does, and it's back in business.
Join us at the time of this recording. Join us tomorrow, where we will bring you the entire match card, hopefully, for WrestleMania, which for the second year in a row, and like NXT TakeOver, will follow the 2-night card system.
Yes, so until then, he's been
Lisa Jones, and he's been
John Randy Smith, and we will see you tomorrow for our WrestleMania pre-show.